Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. We turn 1 year old. Happy birthday to us. Woo! You're listening to the VIC Podcasters podcast, your bite-sized slice of podcasting know-how. We're here to connect Victorian podcasters. Whether you're just starting, a seasoned pro, or stuck in the one day I will phase, stop dreaming and dive in. Join our email list or hop onto our Facebook and LinkedIn groups for updates, resources, and a supportive community. Because podcasting is better when we do it together. VIC Podcasters is proudly produced on Wadawurrung land. Yes, this is a time for celebration. It has been 1 year since we rekindled, or we turned into VIC Podcasters. I want to thank you, loyal listener, if you've only listened to one or you've listened to all our podcast episodes. Thank you so much. It has been 1 whole year of podcasting community and probably a few tech hiccups in the meantime. I want to have a big old thank you from everyone who is garage recorders to studio stars. You're all part of this ride together, and I thank everyone who is on the Facebook, LinkedIn, and email newsletters for being with us as we grow the VIC Podcasters. My reason why I started the VIC Podcasters, initially it was called Geelong Podcasters, because as you can imagine, I'm down here in Geelong. And it's now VIC Podcasters because I was getting so much interest from people outside of the Geelong and Bellarine community, because podcasting doesn't need to be a solo mission. Even though it may feel like it, you need support every single stage of the way. And also wanted an opportunity just to have a community with other like-minded people. Of people who are both hobbyists, pros, and the one-day dreamers. Everyone matters when it comes to podcasting and building a podcast. Looking back on what we've built a 5-minute podcast that has been releasing every single week that contains quick tips, updates, and maybe some bad jokes from me. You're welcome. But also some useful guides and checklists to be able to help you on your podcasting journey. The Facebook and LinkedIn groups have been collab central. People have been having guest swaps, ad shares, and friendship galore when it comes to podcasting. And I want to thank everyone for your support in that. We also have been running a few workshops and Q&As and making sure that we share the grants that we find available for everyone who is in Victoria, who is interested in maybe getting some money from their podcasting. We're not all just pretty mics, we're also bringing resources. And we also have a Geelong Small Business Festival spot later on this year. So we can't share too many details right just yet, but we're going to make sure that we do so. So make sure you stick around for that. Just pausing your podcasting experience to let you know that I run a business called The Video Confidence Coach, which emboldens women and non-binary superstars with killer video marketing strategies, empowering them to show up, stand out, and smash their goals. If this sounds like you, reach out to me in the show notes below. So looking back, we had a lot of top downloads of the podcast. How not to forget to record, still iconic, still relatable. We had our first Q&A, which is a little chaotic but wildly helpful. And we made sure to cover all our grant alerts this year to get that money flowing for you and your podcasting needs. As the group grows and evolves, I want to thank everyone for their help. And of course, everything is going to keep getting better and better. So what is next for us? So we're going to be looking into some power user workshops eventually. What I mean by power users are these are people who are podcasting either for a while or are semi-professional. And at the moment, we've been doing a lot of beginning stuff, which is fine. And if you are a beginner podcast, everyone starts out somewhere. But eventually, we want to be able to get into nerd out niche sessions, some deep dives, and some advanced skills. So we're going to be providing those as they come up throughout the year. We'll also provide some new member perks. So maybe some lottery guest spots or some mini podcast audits. We also want to provide that in the future. And we want to be able to have more voices and more vibes. So we want to hear more from you, from your wins, from your questions, maybe your face in our next Q&A session. What you can do to celebrate with us on our first year is to post your wins. Make sure you tag us #VIC Podcasters and share what the year has done so far for you. And say, for example, if you don't want to do that outside of the group, you're always happy to do it inside the group. And of course, if you are not already part of the groups, make sure you join us on LinkedIn. Yes, LinkedIn has groups, and our Facebook group. So make sure you get on it. And for any grant alerts, updates, things that aren't able to be, loved by the algorithm, we always put them first and foremost in our emailing list. So if you are interested in any of that ways of monetizing your podcast or getting that juicy gossip, make sure you get those exclusive goodies at vcc.training/vic-podcasters. So, raising your glass, here's to year 2, bigger, bolder, and maybe even a less mic feedback. To always keep showing up with your voice, your story, and your community. Don't keep it on mute. Podcasting doesn't have to be a solo gig. Let's go to year 2, baby. That's it for this week's episode. Tune in next week for more tips, updates, and the occasional pun. Good ideas buzzing? Excellent. Head to the show notes in this episode for details that you'll need to dive deeper into Victoria's podcasting community. VIC Podcasters would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians on the land on which we work, live, and play. We pay our respects to our elders past and present. We stand with the traditional custodians in these lands in working towards a more equal future. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. And hey, don't forget, podcasting is better with mates.